Solving algebra problems is a fundamental skill for the Praxis Core Math exam. This quick video will review procedures and explanations to help you study. First, let's look at the two types of algebraic procedures. Expressions and equations might appear to be the same thing, but they have key differences. An expression stands alone, which means it has no equal sign. On the Praxis, your goal is generally not to solve for x or any other variable. And generally on the Praxis, these are a bit easier to solve. An example of an expression may be 3x minus 2. An equation, on the other hand, has an equal sign, and it has at least two expressions, sometimes more. Your goal is to solve for x or any other variable. An example of an equation is 3x minus 2 equals 4x plus 7. You can see here that there are two expressions. These types of algebraic problems are going to be all over the test. Let's look for another problem type. This involves a Venn diagram. While the diagram might not always be shown on the test, using a Venn diagram will help visualize material. Each circle stands alone and represents data. The purple portion is where the circles overlap and share data entries. Let's look at this question. 6 sophomores were surveyed on what type of pets they had. All had a cat, a dog, or both. 41 sophomores had dogs and 34 had cats. How many sophomores had both a cat and a dog? The question is asking us to solve for the purple portion. To find this, let's add the number of dog owners and the number of cat owners. 41 plus 34 equals 75. We get 75 cat and dog owners, which is more than the 60 sophomores that were surveyed. To find out how many sophomores have both cats and dogs, we can subtract 75 minus 60 to get 15. 15 sophomores had both cats and dogs. If the problem asked how many sophomores only had dogs, we would subtract the 41 total dog owners minus the 15 that had cats and dogs. That would get us the answer of 27, I believe. So 27 would have dogs. We could do the same process for the cats as well to completely fill out the Venn diagram. Now, let's look at other word problems you may see on the exam. Harris owns a kayak rental shop. He charges $100 per rental and $15 for every hour a kayak is rented. What expression represents the cost of renting a kayak? Instead of solving for x, we are creating an expression. So no matter how long you rent a kayak, it's going to cost at least $100. That needs to be added to the total. We can go ahead and eliminate any choices that don't have 100 added to the expression. That eliminates choice C and D. $15 an hour could be viewed as repeated addition or more easily multiplication. If we call each hour x and define our variable, we can write 15x as the cost per hour. The final answer is 15x plus 100, and that's choice D. This was an expression. Let's see how an equation might differ. Kathy bought X amount of pencils for 50 cents each. She also bought a $2 eraser. If Kathy's total spending was $10, how many pencils did she buy? In this equation, it's apparent that we're solving for X. How many pencils? We know her total is $10, So we can place that on one side of the equation. The other side of the equation will be the breakdown of her costs. We know that the eraser cost $2. Then the number of pencils, X, can be multiplied by 50 cents. 50 cents, X. Now let's solve for X. To isolate X, let's get rid of the other terms. I can subtract 2 from both sides, which leaves 50 cents X equals 8. Then I need to divide both sides by 50 cents to completely isolate X. When put in the calculator, 8 divided by 1/2 equals 16, which is choice B.